after party, and with me from Death Row. Introduce yourself, my man.
I'm Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur.
All right. Now here's the deal. First of all, can you tell us what you actually thought about the actual rap category in terms of? I mean, I saw Coolio win, and I was like, sorry.
It's like this. For us, anything with awards, wouldn't even think about that.
We
He got an album out
yeah.
there. He sold 6 million records. He sold 3 million singles. He got another album coming out, Machiavelli. Snoop got an album coming out. We just move forward. We don't even get caught up in that type of shit.
All right, man. Can we talk about Death Row East? What is exactly happening, and what can we expect from it?
You believe in God?
Certainly.
Believe in Death Row East. Believe in that, for real.
My homeboy
That's it
say,
right
"I'ma
there.
ride
But
with
if
you
you
then."
believe in God, believe in Death Row East. We plan to take the same strategy we use with Death Row West, which is mind over matter, taking all our weaknesses and making it into our strengths. We know that we got strength in numbers. We already run the streets out here. So now we just gonna help some of these brothers get their money on because we know they got talent. We got the ways to make them use their talent to the maximum effect. And that's what this is about. Everybody rap. We don't rap. We rap to make money. We do business. Ain't no other record company out there that sold as many records as we did. We outsold Bad Boy, LaFaze, every black record label out there, we outsold them in 1 year. And I'm a convict, and my homeboy just got off a murder case. So that tell you that it's pure talent, no hype. We don't got no all-American smiles. They don't even want to buy our record, but they gotta buy our record because we represent the street. So Death Row East is gonna be a personification of what we did on the west side. We're gonna do it to the east side, and we're gonna prove once and for all that all these people talking about an East Coast, West Coast war, they like the Judas was to Jesus. They only here to cause confusion. We here to bring money and to bring change. They here to cause confusion. All these weak rappers, Nas, all these suckers, they battling off of East and West like this is a game. This ain't no game. If this was chess, we'd be yelling checkmate 3 years ago, because we've been beat these. It's not a game. We out here trying to help our people make money. We trying to get out of this 3-strike circle they got us in and start getting our papers on. So that's what we doing. By strength in numbers, we coming to the East Coast to prove there is no fear, there is no problem, there ain't nothing but opportunity. And the opportunity is overthrow the government y'all got right now, which is Bad Boy and Nas and all that bullshit, and we will bring a new government here that will feed every person in New York.
All right, cool, man. All right, man.
What's
Peace.
good, fam? Back at it one more time. So we back and we're gonna do a reaction I ain't never did before. I ain't never reacted to this gentleman before. And it's kind of shocking, man, because I'm actually a fan, you know what I mean? We're gonna do Nas tonight. Y'all know, y'all see by the title, that's why y'all clicked on it, y'all wanna see what I'm talking about. So we're gonna check out Nas. This one here, I've heard, you know, a lot of hype about it. Yeah, man, you need to check out, you know, Nas, Death Row East, Death Row East, Death Row East. You know, check out Nas. I'm like, man, okay. I'm gonna check out Nas, see what it's about. It's kind of crazy, man, because, you know, back in the day, you know, whole East Coast, West Coast thing, I was a huge West Coast, man. I wasn't even listening to Jay-Z. You know, you can't get me to listen to Nas. You know, none of that whole little camp, man. If it was, you know, Rockefeller, Bad Boy, I mean, I wasn't messing with it. But, you know, as you get older, you change, you know, you mature. And I definitely think that had Tupac, rest in peace, still been with us, I definitely think the beef would have been squashed and, you know, maturity would have set in and he'd definitely be on a bigger scale as far as who he collaborated with and also all the stuff he was, you know, talking about back then. I think he would definitely switched it up. You know, it come with age, come with maturity. But anyway, you know, check it out. Nas, Death Row East. Let's see what it's about. Here we go.
Yeah, hold up. KD2 shit. Hey, hold up, come on, whoa. Right back at this. Right back, hold up, whoa. High on life, drunk off dark liquor, shit getting eerie. Like I threw on Thriller, bitch, I'm a hard hitter. Rolex clocks and killers holding the order. I'm praying God delivers. I had runners with Suge, niggas would have been shook. At the height of the beef, they started Death Row East. Damn, I even saw they tease on some of my G's. Notorious label, the story was made in the streets. Now it's real life movies. Rest in peace, Ill Will. Let's talk about it. We the smartest, not the loudest, came about the project houses where they resort to violence. Hennessy bottles on the curb, little niggas trying to serve. Let's talk about it. Back when Jungle told pockets on, soon as we walk about this. Picket signs, outlaws outside the music hall. Bunch of ghetto superstars really down to lose it all. Both sides was thugging, but when you in my city, you know how we coming. Animals in the field and most of them clutching. When you live in this rugged, that come with repercussions. Look, high on life, drunk off dark liquor, chicken eerie. Like I threw on Thriller, bitch, I'm a hard hitter. Rolex clocks and killers holding the order. I'm praying God delivers. I had runners with Suge, niggas would have been shook. At the height of the beef, they started Death Row East. Damn, I even saw they tease on some of my G's. Notorious label, the story was made in the streets. History lessons, keep it on record. Let's talk about it. Cause when you got a story real as mine, you can't leave nothing out it. Take you back to 9-6 diamonds and Mac 10s, looking through a fresh lens. Everything I knew now, wish I knew back then. Like it was only so much time left before Machiavelli the Don left. Booked the flight flying out west. We was trying to squash the whole shit in Vegas. No media to eat it up and leak it in the papers. Eric B, Big D, and Preem was affiliated. Peace to Edie, Napoleon, all the innovators. We had respect before we was ever some entertainers. See Suge, he was a dangerous threat. M.O.B. almost turned half of New York red. Brothers I grew up with threw up their sets. Some even had them death row chains hang off their necks. There's a rumor that spread I like to address. Pac was never set up by Stretch, let it rest. I stepped to him at Bryant Park so we could speak direct. He didn't disrespect, we plan to reconnect. I flew to Vegas to shoot the Street Dreams video and link with Tupac. Try to squash the East Coast, West Coast beef. We didn't talk, but he was still alive in the hospital. And it rained that day in Vegas. Rest in power.
This is my nigga Nas, and we both got one thing in common. We both represent Queens to the fullest. Alright? This brother was good enough to stop his show, and I want everybody in here, everybody stand up on their feet first and foremost, please. At 7:03 p.m. New York time, 4:03 p.m. Las Vegas time, Tupac Shakur passed away, y'all. Give me a moment of silence.
Wow, so, wow. I definitely see why, wow. So, it was a lot in that song that I didn't know. I keep looking down, looking at the video, man. That picture at the end of the video, everybody was so young. Everybody, was in their 20s, in the prime of their career. And you think about it, you have these young black males that, pretty much came from nothing, and almost overnight, they go from having nothing to, having superstar status, one representing one coast, one representing the other coast, millions of fans everywhere, you got, the superstar mentality, it's crazy. And for somebody in their 20s when, the maturity level hasn't 100% kicked in, you're still growing. There was so much potential there. And just looking at that picture at the end of the video where it was Nas and, Tupac, and, it really takes me back to think that Tupac was so young when he passed away. I know reaction's not on him, but Biggie was so young when he passed away. And it was senseless, It was senseless that we lost two legends, at such an early age, with so much potential. Who knows? And Tupac had a voice, if you get on YouTube and you looking at interviews by Tupac, he spoke so eloquently. There was a couple of interviews where people came for him and was like, no, man, I don't agree with you, and what you're doing, and you spread hate, you're saying this, you're saying this. And he said, hold up. Just because you don't agree with my music and you haven't had to go through the things I've had to go through, and you don't have the background I've had, and you don't see things the way I see them, and we don't look through the same glasses, doesn't mean that I'm spreading hate. You know, it's the way that he put things and the way that he voiced his opinion. Who knows what he could have done had he still been with us, you know, and it's just sad and it's unfortunate that I feel we lost a true gem and a legend by losing Tupac. But listening to this song, Death Row East by Nas, man, you know, it really, it's an eye-opener because I had no idea that Tupac and Nas had actually met up, you know, and they had planned to squash the beef. You know, they had planned to squash the beef. They had plans on meeting up and actually doing music together, you know. And I think that right there just furthermore, you know, backs up what I just said about had he been with us still, I think the beef would have been squashed, and I think they would have kept going, you know, in an upward direction instead of, you know, something that was so detrimental to both of them at the time. So, man, you know, this song, it really brings out a lot. If it's a lot that you don't know, for anybody who's watching this who don't know the whole story about, you know, Tupac and Biggie and Nas and Jay-Z, the East Coast, West Coast beef, man, do your research on it and then listen to the song and you'll be like, wow, you know, much respect to Nas on this one, because Nas could have came out and been like, you know, blah, 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 but Nas has always been one of those kind of cats that, you know, he moves in silence, and he's smart about his words, his choice of words, and he's smart about how he does things. A real business type man. And I think this song here, you know, furthermore states that, hey, you know, we're moving in silence. We had plans on doing this. We had plans on doing that, you know. And the fact that he said in the song, you know, when Pac got shot, you know, he went to the hospital and was praying for him to get through. He was right there. Tupac wasn't conscious at the time, but he was right there praying, you know, for Tupac to get better. Tupac, the same man that had multiple songs dissing Nas and interviews dissing Nas and saying this and saying that. This man was right there at his bedside at the worst time of Pac's life, you know what I mean, and praying for him to get better, praying for his recovery, and letting him know that, hey, I'm here, man, I'm here. Pull through, Pac, pull through, Pac. Man, that speaks a lot on a person's character, and it speaks a lot on a man in general. I respect the man for that. You know, and the fact that he said in this interview, in his song that, you know, Suge, man, he was, I'll just say, man, Suge, I think that Suge had a lot of negative influence on a lot of Death Row artists. Death Row was a powerhouse, man. Death Row was a beast in the 90s, you know what I mean? They had Tupac, they had Dr. Dre, they had Snoop Dogg, man. I mean, they had a bang of people, man, that was just putting out music back to back to back to back. And I think that some people who, I do a lot of reading, I look at YouTube a lot, also do a lot of research, and a lot of artists, music and things were mishandled, and I think that, you know, Death Row could have been even bigger than what it ended up being, you know. But the whole Death Row East, you know, I got mixed feelings about it. You know, I understand it was during, you know, the when everything was so elevated, you know, tensions were high, you know. It was the East Coast West Coast beef, man. You know, it was big, and if you know, one of our subscribers, and you somebody who watched the channel, you know, watch the Family Dynasty, Real Reactions, y'all watch it, man, and you don't know about it, go back and check it out. Look up, you know, the East Coast West Coast beef, you know, Tupac and Biggie, and, you know, just look, and you get a glimpse of how big it was. But for me, actually being alive and being in it, you know what I'm saying, I witnessed it, you know. I was there buying the Tupac CDs. I was standing in line buying the CDs. I was doing this and doing that, you know. Man, I lived in Oklahoma at the time, and I was still throwing up West Side. And if I heard anybody listening to Big or any Bad Boy, man, you know, it was on, you know. I mean, and I wasn't from LA. I wasn't from California. But that's just how much of influence that group had at the time. But the whole Death Row East, like I said, I had mixed feelings on it because I think that it was, I understand what they were trying to do. And what they were trying to do, you know, they felt that at that time they had the West Coast on lock. So they wanted to furthermore, you know, build their empire and take over the East Coast. If they had the East Coast and the West Coast, then, you know, they felt they could be unstoppable. Now, I don't think they would ever try to go, you know, down south because at that time, Master P had that on lock, and they weren't pushing out No Limit. You know, that's just flat. They wouldn't mess with No Limit. Them boys down there, that would have been a bad move. But I think, you know, the reason I had mixed feelings is because, you know, let the East Coast stay, you know, with Bad Boy and, you know, Rockefeller, you know, and all them, you know, and West Coast, you know, do y'all thing. But, you know, I get it. And then I think, you know, it was kind of, you know, to step on toes and to furthermore, you know, kind of incite the riot, you know, for lack of better words, to get them, you know, riled up. To say, hey, you know what? Not only are we dissing y'all on every single song that we putting out, not only are we dissing y'all on the interview, we're not showing y'all no respect. We coming into y'all house, to y'all territory, to y'all area, and we gonna take it over. You know, and I think that was more so Suge. You know, honestly, I know he had put Eric B. that was gonna be running Death Row East. Tupac was gonna be a big, you know, and have a lot of involvement in that. And it was just, it was a good business deal, but I don't think it should have went that way. And y'all see at the beginning of the video, I put that interview by Tupac on there when they were talking about Death Row East, just so y'all can get a little more insight and kind of get a feel of where I was going with this video and where Nas went on this song. But anyway, man, I hope that y'all like this video. I hope that y'all comment down below, tell me what y'all want to see, what kind of reactions y'all want from me. Let me know. And y'all let me know what y'all want, and I'm going to do it. Tell me down below if y'all want more Nas reactions also. If it's more songs from Nas y'all want me to react to, hey, I'm more than happy to do it. I read every comment. We're going to get it going. So thank you for the shares. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, the subscribe. Is it subscriptions on YouTube? Do you say subscriptions or is it subscribe? Thank you for subscribing. I have to look that up. I don't know if it's subscriptions. I probably just sound like an idiot. But anyway, I appreciate y'all subscribing. I appreciate y'all sharing, liking the videos. The more y'all share, then the bigger this platform gets. So I appreciate y'all. If y'all been watching this channel for a minute and y'all ain't subscribed yet, stop right now. Go ahead and subscribe. Quit putting it off and saying I'm gonna do it on the next video. I'm gonna see what he put out next. Go ahead, subscribe now. Turn the notification bell on. That's gonna let you know anytime I put a video out, which is not gonna be every day, but every other day. Y'all go ahead and check us out. Y'all stay safe out there.
You and Pac once crossed paths in Central Park during when things were really heated. Relationship. What was it?
I heard Snoop told the story a few times, but he had it wrong a little bit. He had said that Pac stepped to me. But, you know, he was in New York and there was a lot of tension flaring, right? I think he had got into it with Jungle, my brother, at the award show. I seen him backstage. I'm like, do your thing. He's like, and you do yours. I said, see, I know. He was about to go present an award, so he really couldn't turn around and get with me and talk to me, but because he's about to walk on. But I'm walking backstage and I see him and I'm like, yo, all right, do your thing. He's like, and you do yours. Because he knew where I was coming from really wasn't an all love place because there was a rumor of Machiavelli. So I was really want to check the temperature with him. And they had some words or whatever. So we went to, damn, this is an old story, man. So at that point, it was necessary for us to address, we had to step to our business. It was a lot of tension. It was a lot of tension. They was in New York and it was, you know, their chest was out. They was doing their thing, Death Row sign. So we had to go and step to them. Oh yeah, we had a great convo, man. He was like, you know, he explained that he, you know what I'm saying? He thought I was dissing him. And I heard that he was dissing me at clubs. And wow. Last person I was even thinking about when I wrote that record, just right, I was just going. So he thought that. And then I was like, well, I heard you was coming at me. I said, no, that wasn't about you, but I heard you was coming at me, and, you know, back and forth. And it was like, yo, Nas, we brothers, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, so we had a plan to squash it in Vegas. So I was out there when he was in the hospital, and, praying for him to come through. But, you know, rest in peace to Pop.